The ticker's not coming on. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I tried to put a countdown ticker on, but once again, it doesn't work. I'm going to try to tap it once more. It should run 30 seconds and below. So bear with me, okay? Thank you. You know what? I'm going to try it again. Anyway, it gives people an opportunity to get together. Hope that this live show finds everybody doing well. You know what? I was tapping the wrong thing. Let's try this again. Okay. I should be back with Steve in 30 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Jan.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. Hi, everybody. Once again, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. One thing I love about doing live things, you could screw up, and it's totally okay. But anyway, I was testing that countdown thingy. Hope that this live show finds everybody doing well. I'm going to tap on the comment section and hope I don't zap us out. Hey, Michigan lady, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Granny Prepper, love you. Love you too. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? You getting ready for the nurse to come to see your mom? Okay. Okay, and how are you feeling, my dear? I've been thinking about you. We're wishing everybody well today. And you know what? We're going to talk about, hi, Walt, how are you? We're going to talk today about, of all things, pie and why not. Hey, absolutely. How you doing? Good morning. We're going to talk about pie today because I think a lot of people that I've been speaking with actually have had a head start either buying pie, baking pie, dreaming of pie, or thinking about a pie, or planning a pie. And is there like a controversy about pumpkin versus apple, or you want both? Then I am going to throw out the question, what is your favorite pie? And it doesn't have to be apple, and it doesn't have to be pumpkin. But if it happens to be, just let us know throughout this broadcast. I am curious. I like to take an informal survey here. Oh, it's so good to see you, Lisa. I've been thinking about you a lot. Are you feeling better? Okay, pumpkin. Okay, so we got a pumpkin. How about you, Steve? Are you more of a pumpkin pie person or apple pie or what?
I'm not really a specific type of person as far as pie goes. I mean, you're looking at somebody that can do cherry, I can do blueberry. Key lime is a good one. And it's not because I live in Florida, okay? Key lime. But key lime is, if it's made correctly, is very good. But I don't really have a specific. I'm pretty much well-rounded when it comes to.
So pie. You're open to any pie, really, as long as it tastes good, right? Granny Prepper says both. Absolutely adorable says pumpkin. Lisa Paradise says your husband wants the apple crisp. Oh, so Lisa, I had stuck a video with a really cool apple crisp recipe recently on one of my videos. You got to check it out. Some other YouTuber. You love lemon? Okay, cool. I know my aunt out there loves lemon. If she's watching it, hey, Aunt Vera, whether you're watching now or on playback, know that I love you. Love my whole family. Just so lemon, there. Hey, Patty, how you doing? Good.
I've made lemon meringue before. It's not that hard.
You didn't find like making the lemon curd any complications, or you were good with that? Not an ish?
No. What happened was
I'm going to your house.
What it was is I was making it, and somehow when I made it, I put the cornstarch in and the lemon juice and everything that's required. And what happened was it come out that way by accident.
So, in other words, it was a good accident. Oh, I love when that happens when you're baking or cooking something. You think you messed up and then actually it turned out for the better. That has happened to me a million times. Hey, Minimalism Diane, how are you? You're between the two. You prefer apple, but your favorite. Her favorite is pecan. What were you going to say about that one, Steve?
Pecan is another favorite of mine. It's not that the only problem I have with pecan pie is when I go to the store. I like a certain type of sweet. Sometimes it's overly done. That's a pie that I would actually like to try to make on my own because I have a method that I use. I add sweet, I'll taste it, clean off my utensil, add a little more, taste it again as I go along because I have a certain level of sweet. I don't like a sweet that you have to chew. I don't.
Overkill, like where you feel like your teeth are itchy. I mean, like when something's too sugarized. Let me roll this back a second. Walt, let me see. Got to get the old trusty glasses here. Walt, you got 2 Sara Lee pumpkin pies in the freezer. You haven't baked a scratch-made pumpkin pie since shortly before Christmas 2001. Multiple berry pie is the favorite too. Yeah. Oh, Walt, because I do know you. I do know you love your pie. I'm just saying. Good for you.
Multiple berry is a good one, though. I've had it.
Lisa, you'll be doing updates soon on YouTube. Good. I look forward to them. You need to run. Thank you for stopping by. We're so glad you're doing better. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs, kisses, and love. Patty said she loves pumpkin pie. And hi, Patty. Oh, good. And yes, we hope that everyone is doing well for real and for true and healthy. I did a little research on pie because I was wondering, why do we have pie on certain set holidays? Like, why do we associate, for example, pumpkin pie with Thanksgiving? As it turns out, the original pumpkin, quote, end of quote, pie did not have a crust because those items were not here yet. So this is based on a Google search, not a Jan from New York City thing. Google said this, okay, that at about 1621, early American settlers of the Plymouth colony in southern New England, that they may have made pumpkin pies without crust. Well, they didn't have those crust making provisions yet, perhaps, and that makes a lot of sense. So I believe it didn't occur till about 50 years later. It was served at a traditional or the first Thanksgiving Day table. Isn't that interesting? So they were doing low carb pies back in the day. Imagine. Okay. So Lisa's saying, Lisa and Patty were talking. Okay, very, very cool. Yeah. When it comes to myself with pie, I mean, I will always take pie over cake, and I will probably take cookies over cake, but pie seems to win all around. So I do have my apple pie sitting in the freezer, not because I don't know how to bake or anything like that. It's just like a less complication, but there's nothing like a home baked pie, you know? Now, speaking of home baked pies, is there anybody out there that really wants to make a pie, but you're kind of like scared because like you're kind of like scared of the crust? Like I used to be rice making phobic, no longer doing that. But how about making an actual crust? Do you make your crust, guys, out there, or do you buy it pre-made, or do you rather make it yourself? Because I have the answer. I have the answer to somebody that wants to make their own crust, but still has some fear and trepidation, or slash does not want to spend an arm and a leg on the ingredients, which is why I really love this video. And I'll talk about that in a second. Hey, Debbie. How are you, Debbie?
Hi, Debbie.
And by the way, we are hopeful that Debbie, by the way, Steve, Debbie, and hopefully Ellen from Ellen's Abundant Life on Less will be actually guests on this show in 2 weeks on December 6th, which happens to be the day after my birthday. Just saying.
Okay.
Granny Prepper. I was just looking at photos of my 11-year-old grandson making a pumpkin pie 2 years ago. Very nice. I told everyone in Thanksgiving that they had to try it. It was so good. You know something, Granny Prepper? You not only had him make a pie, he made an event. To me, that's like a life experience event. That's really nice. I love when the kids are in on baking pies or making cakes. That was always the case. I always included like either my daughter or you know, my stepsons back in the day. We made it an event. When you baked, it wasn't just, oh, let me just throw something in the oven. It was an actual event. That's why people like to keep up the tradition. What says you about that, Steve?
Well, that's where I wanted to throw in 2 or 3 cents. I don't mind baking either, but if you can give me a no-bake pie recipe. One time I made a Oreo cheesecake. Now, mind you, I didn't use Oreo cookies. I had the International Delight coffee creamer. But I had the pie tin, but I didn't have graham cracker, but I needed something to make a crust with. So what did I use? I looked in my pantry. I did it by accident. I took Pop-Tarts. I chopped it up in my blender and added some butter, and I made a pie crust out of Pop-Tarts. It was actually pretty good because it was like a chocolate mocha, so that went with the Oreo.
That's really good. And this is an example of working with what you have and not having to run to the grocery store for that one item, but doing a swell swap out like that. Let's see, somebody back here. Oh, Walt. Okay. You used to make pie crust with Robin Hood flour. I've never heard of that. Your ma taught you how to mix ingredients for pie crust and hope to roll it out. And that was a long time, but that was an experience you'll never forget. Very, very cool. Okay, now here's exactly what I want to talk about. And I'm sure many of you out there have heard of this channel. Why? Because it's a good one. And I'm a subscriber to it. Just saying, just saying. Bandana Grandma. How many of you belong to the Bandana Grandma channel? If not, check it out. You're going to love it. Now, the name of the video that I'm referring to is called Super Easy Oil and Milk Pie Crust. Now, I'm just going to mention to you the ingredients. Head over to that video and check out how to do it. And this is a pie crust that will not break the bank. And if you're scared and have trepidations of making your first pie crust, it's so easy. Okay, all you need, 2 cups of flour, regular flour, all-purpose, half a cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Did I say anything like ultra complicated in the ingredients? Let's go over this again. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, okay, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Most people, in all probability, have every single ingredient that I just mentioned in your pantry. So this is something to consider. Here's my trepidation with crust. I dislike rolling out crust because I just don't like rolling out crust. Okay. However, there are also variations of the same ingredients, okay? Of the same ingredients, and you could actually press into your pie plate and do that, like with like a bottom crust. And you could always make like a crumble crust for the top, like with crumbs on it, like an apple crumb or whatever, or nothing on the top, because actually pumpkin pie does not actually have a crust over it. Steve, I have a question for you. Do you see any icon next to my face that shouldn't be there? Because somebody's trying to message me.
No, I don't. I see.
Okay, okay, good. So you just see me as regular, right? Okay.
Live, your name, the banner, that's it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. Let's see. So Robin Hood flour has been around. I heard about King Arthur, but I never knew there was Robin Hood.
I started to mention that.
First, that's one of the best.
Robin Hood.
By the way, Dawn Hunt is trying to reach me, but my phone is disconnected. I'm looking at my screen. Oh yeah, please check out, definitely check out Bandana Grandma's channel. Really like a plethora of information. And there are other videos out there, Steve, where people can make the pressed down crust. What was that other pie that you had made? Did you make a key lime pie yourself? Did you? No, but you love key lime pie.
Well, if I may, I'll mention that. And I was in the middle of mentioning something when I was cut off, but What I
Yeah,
made,
well, somebody's trying to message me, and I'm trying to pray and hope that their icon isn't next to my face.
what I made was a pistachio cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Graham cracker crust, make your pie filling as you do, cut back the milk, cheesecake mixture, add it to the pie, refrigerate if you want whipped cream on the top, 2 hours, enjoy. No, what I started to mention is on the Robin Hood flour. I've heard of that one. We all know of Gold Medal, and of course, King Arthur. I've used all three.
Yeah. Yeah. I like no bake pies. I mean, that's like if you're like a total novice or you just want to do something with your kids or it's like 100 degrees out, those no bake refrigerated pies are great. Sharon Jackson had mentioned something that's like an alternative to pie, and it involves lemon pudding and saltine crackers and Cool Whip. And you basically put everything into layers like an icebox cake, and it comes out like a pie-like dessert. So this is something you could consider if you're not necessarily a pumpkin fan or an apple pie fan. You just want something a little different without breaking the bank and without even baking, and something you could do with the kids very easily. So these are just, wonderful alternatives that, you could go with. I just think that it's very important. And who out there agrees with me about this? It's very important to have your own unique trend with whatever holiday that you're celebrating. Okay. I mean, I scaled mine down. I'm working with chicken on my Thanksgiving. I'm not having turkey. I'm doing chicken, keeping it very simple. Chicken, yams, stuffing, cranberry sauce. That's pretty much it, and the apple pie. So I'm sticking to tradition, but I'm not going crazy. Example, I'm not doing cranberry sauce from scratch, not necessary. I love that boxed wine, which I've mentioned on several shows. So what does that take? 2 minutes. The yams, I have a story about fresh yams. Be very careful when you buy your fresh yams. Why? Because somebody picked up these yams for me to save me some time and effort, and they meant well and everything. And I didn't pay attention to it. So I went to pick one of them up. My finger went right through the yam. Steve, you had to see this for yourself. It barred a hole as if somebody cooked the yam. It was the strangest thing I ever went through in my life. I jumped out like, what the heck? What? I didn't even know a yam was capable of that. But as it turned out, I checked with a mutual friend, and that friend says, no, Jan, what happened there is that yam went bad. Did that ever happen to anyone? It looks like it was cooked. It was horrible. So now, long story short, now just back to my favorite can of Bruce's. Love Bruce's yams. You cannot go wrong with Bruce's. Oh, okay. Granny Prepper said she's doing semi-homemade. Let me roll this back a second. Oh, so Walt says he bought a tub of Cool Whip and a can of Ready Whip for the pumpkin pies. You like variety. Yeah. As you call it, shaving cream, right?
When it comes to whipped cream, I'd rather make it from scratch. It's not that hard.
Yeah, whipped cream is good. Do you have a good recipe for whipped cream, Steve? Is the basic recipe offhand, or?
Oh, come on. That's so elementary, you'll laugh. All it is heavy whipping cream. You mix it.
For us, it is, but not for somebody maybe 15.
It's easy for a 15-year-old because it's only 2 ingredients. All it is heavy whipping cream, a little bit of about a teaspoon of powdered sugar, and you just mix until it ferments, and you're done.
Do you put vanilla extract in yours, or is that optional?
That's optional. I usually put that in toward the end, but all you do is add the powdered and just mix. You'll see it stiffen up. That's it.
So the beauty part is if somebody's on a low carb plan, they don't have to enter any sugar in that recipe. They could put their favorite, artificial sweetener, or just my favorite thing to do, put a little bit of sugar. I'd rather have a little bit of natural sugar than put in the chemicals.
Well, when it comes to the sugar of the whipped cream, I only put about a half a teaspoon, not that much. Just to add,
There you go, to cut that edge. The Neelys present Grandma's Wealth Wisdom says, hello, by the way, guys. I'm making my grandmother's recipe banana split cake. Uh-oh. You must share that. Just saying, just saying.
That's a good one if it's what I think it is. Yeah.
Anything banana, I am there. I like that. That's different. Let's see, Granny Prepper Jan. You doing a semi-homemade? Debbie says,
I add.
You don't. Your name sounds like it could be a great one. What? My name sounds like it could be a great one. Not sure about that one. There's nothing worse than rotten yams. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That scared me. I never saw anything like that in my life. I picked up the yam. I didn't even get to pick it up. My finger went right through the yam. Nobody's finger is supposed to go through a raw yam. It's like somebody baked it and put it back in the supermarket. I never saw anything like it. Steve, it scared the heck out of me. I didn't even know it was humanly possible.
Oh, yeah, that is scary. So you add so you add pumpkin spice and vanilla extract into it and pop it on pumpkin. I'm gonna have to try that. That has to be nothing but good.
Oh gosh,
that mixture.
Debbie, I'm surprised you said that that's your first pie coming this year because this year really your first one. Wow. Okay. Well, cool. Take a picture. You got to show it to me. Let me see. Walter Fector. Years ago, whipped cream used to be called spanked cream. Uh-oh. That Monica. Good. What?
That doesn't. That may be true, but that doesn't sound.
Go spank your cream.
My mind. I'm not trying to sound perverted here, but my mind went straight to the gutter on that one.
Anyway, this is a G-rated show. Let's see. How Debbie saves. It's delicious.
Oh, okay.
Debbie, am I surprised? I mean, if anybody is not headed over to the How Debbie Saves channel, what are you waiting for? Get over there. And Debbie, I look forward to seeing you 2 weeks from today. Yeah. She's going to come back to the show again. And she was on previous shows a couple of weeks back, if you haven't seen the original one. And that one aired on Sunday, November 1st. Debbie says, I never made apple pie. Pumpkin pie is my specialty. Very cool. Granny says she just went off their eye. Hey, not responsible for crazy comments. That wasn't mine. Yeah. Anyway, let me see. Oh, gee. So how many of you out there are actually not going to do anything traditional? Like you're not doing turkey, you're not doing even poultry of any sort because you really kind of don't like it. I'm curious to hear from people that are not going to do it and maybe not make a pie or maybe going to make a cake or maybe just going to kick back and eat popcorn. That's fine with us as long as you're happy, right? Okay, go eat your late breakfast, Walt. Oh, I can't wait to see you, Debbie. Thank you.
I wanted to mention the best homemade apple pie I've ever tried. Guess what kind of apple was used? You would never. Well, maybe it's common, maybe it's not. The person who made this apple pie used Granny Smith apples.
Oh yeah, well that's usually what I hear in recipes. People use Granny Smith.
Because I know that apple can be on the tart side if you're not careful. I know that can.
Yeah. For some reason, but you know what? People say that Granny Smith are the best. I think it depends on a person's taste. But I have heard that already about Granny Smith. Maybe it holds up better or something.
That's one of my.
It's pretty good though. It's pretty good.
That's what I like.
Yeah. Granny Prepper. Not now, Claire. We love all the traditional food. Can somebody please describe for me what is minced meat pie? I have an idea, but I'm not quite sure.
I mentioned that to you this morning. I think I might know, but yeah, again, even I myself, like back in the 80s, inquiring minds want to know, that's me. So
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's meat. I'm thinking it's like part of nuts or something.
I know it has raisins in it. I think there's raisins in it somewhere.
Oh, we got the raisin down, Pat. I'm not sure what is in that.
I don't know what the mincemeat part is. Whoever. Aha, raisin. Okay, then I was right. Part of
is that what it really is? A raisin pie, like just raisins? I never had a raisin pie. Interesting.
Mm-mm.
And another pie alternative for sure is apple crisp. And if you're watching, right? If you're watching your sugar, just get really good apples and use your favorite nuts. Like I love walnuts. Okay. Walnuts, pecans, pecan. I don't even know the right way to say it. How do I normally say it? Pecan or pecan?
Tomato,
I
tomato.
hardly ever say it, so I think it's pecan. What?
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Oh, I meant, guess what? If I can throw this in, I'm glad you mentioned the pecan. One time I bought a pie from these two guys. I think their grandmother had made these pies, and but she didn't use pecans on the pie. It was a walnut pie, exactly the same as a pecan pie, but and that's a cheaper alternative if you ever want to make the pie, but not spend so much on the nut. Just thought I'd mention.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that walnuts are significantly less expensive than pecans or whatever?
At least I would say by 1/3. I would say by 1/3 to a half. Yes.
Wow, I like that. You know about saving. Granny Prepper says, wait a minute, roll this back. Granny Prepper says, not in our clan, we love all the traditions. She also says she uses a combo of apples. That I think my mom used to do way back in the day, like way back. Yeah. Sharon, hey Sharon, how are you doing? Can't wait to talk to you privately at 3 o'clock. If you don't have apples, you can use zucchini, and it tastes just like apple pie. You know, Sharon Jackson had mentioned this to me, and Dawn's trying to reach me again via phone. My phone is disconnected. Dawn, are you watching this? I can't get the phone. I'm on a live show. Just saying. I can't get the phone. Just saying. All right, now. All right, let's start this over. If you don't have apples, you can use zucchini, and it tastes just like apple pie. Sharon Jackson has mentioned this recipe to me. I must try that. Can you imagine swapping out apples and using zucchini? I bet that's good. Granny Prepper. It has an over sweet gel base with raisins and pecans. I want to satisfy everybody with this pecan, so I'm going to say it like that. Oh, an over sweet gel base. Oh, wait a minute. By the way, you know that I have to say the company name. This is not a sponsored ad. You know those Mrs. Smith pies? You know that recipe that I mentioned over here with the oil and milk one, the easy pie crust recipe? To me, when I make a quiche using that crust, that crust to me is very similar to, if you like a Mrs. Smith pie, it comes out tasting like that kind of crust. So if you like that kind of crust, you are in business. Granny Prepper. Okay. Oh, minimalism by Ann. When I make an apple pie or apple salad, I prefer to use a mixture of apple types. Granny Smith, Rome, etc. The different apple flavors and textures complement each other. Steve, where are you? Steve? What happened to Steve? What happened here? Let me get over to this. I don't know what happened here. I just love live so much. Let's see what happened here. I don't know what happened here, but I lost Steve on this. Maybe when I touched something to read one of the comments, we lost Steve in the feed somehow. Oh, well. That is so unfortunate. Well, anyway, we're about out of time anyway, so it's almost 1/2 hour, and I really don't want to hold up anyone. But I would like to thank Steve, and I don't know what happened there, but that's the fun of going live mistakes. Anyway, I have no clue what happened there. Well, listen, hope that everyone has an amazing Sunday, and a reminder to anyone who is interested, Steve and I will be back with the help of God on Thanksgiving Day at 1 p.m. I know everybody's busy, but for those that have an opportunity, would like to hang out with us for a little while, at 1 o'clock on Thanksgiving afternoon, we will be here. And we'll just chew the fat, just like we did just now. But we're going to have some trivia game questions. And I honestly do not know what happened, how Steve got out of the picture there. All right, everybody have a tremendous day. Thank you so much. Have a great day.